Time now for the business news with Nona. Did you contribute highly to the water use yesterday?
I drink my 8 glasses a day, yes.
Okay, let's move on to business. Building products company Steel and Tube. It's under pressure. What's going on?
Yeah, well, it's been under pressure. It warned last year that it was having some trouble. It had a difficult period a couple of years back, and now again in November they warned that trading conditions were tough. Well, they were tougher than they thought, and so while they thought they might make a little less profit in the first half ending in December, it's actually going to be a big loss of between $36 and $37 million. That's quite significant for a 6-month period. Now, it also includes some write-downs in goodwill and some write-offs of debt. And there's going to be some extra charges on that in terms of some tax accounting changes. So overall, it's a poor result for the company, although they are expecting a better second half. But basically, sales in the first half were down 10%, volume and revenue. And that's partly because of the vertical construction sector. That's the high-rise buildings. We're not building as many of those, and that's a lot of their business.
Okay, industry, academics and the government are working together to make it easier for New Zealanders to verify their identities. Can you explain to me why this is so important and what's the idea?
Well, it's kind of annoying. I mean, a lot of people will have shopped online and have discovered that they have to constantly be putting in their name, their address, their phone number, and other details that they might think are a little bit over the top for, say, for example, when you go to the supermarket and you want to buy a bottle of wine, you have to show your ID. Of course, that would happen to you all the time, wouldn't it, Lisa?
Yeah,
absolutely. Anyways, you would need to show your ID, which would perhaps have your address on it, your date of birth. That's not really necessary. All that's really necessary is for someone to verify that you're more than 18 years old to buy alcohol. So why do you have to present so much information? And the same thing goes with banks. And there's all sorts of things now that we need to verify our identity because of privacy issues and concerns about people stealing things online. So it's quite an important issue. But it's also a real drain on productivity, whether it be a money laundering issue, so every single person in a chain of a purchase has to verify your identity. So what they're wanting to do is come up with one way that government and industry and business can get together and say, this is an okay identity. If you have this, it's a verifiable identity and it's a one-stop shop for you.
I can feel people squirming already. It sounds a bit sort of Gattaca-esque, like a barcode or something.
Something a lot like that. But, if you think about it, it's really the benefit is to the consumer, but also to productivity, because every time you have to process someone's information, that's another weakness in the chain of your privacy, right? So if you owned it and you said, I've got a verifiable card and here it is, maybe that's enough. I don't know how they're going to work it out because I asked those questions. They didn't really have any answers. But technology is moving ahead with blockchain and so forth. And so these things are becoming much more important. Hopefully they'll come up with a really simple solution for us. But watch this space.
Work in progress. What about the markets today, Nona?
The dollar's steady at 64.8 US cents, so it's gone down a bit below 65, and we've seen that just ticking down as all of this concern about the coronavirus continues to spread, not knowing what's going to happen to the Chinese economy. 96.6 Australian, and again, we've been holding steady against that currency. 49.5 British pence, and that's even after, the more certainty around Brexit. So again, we'll see what happens there. Our top 50 index, it gained close